everyone, and welcome to People Touching People Forum. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're living in a time where uncertainty feels like a moment and more like a constant companion. We wake up to the headlines about wars and conflicts in various parts of the world. We hear about rising prices, traffic, job insecurity, house challenges, and economical strain. We see communities experiencing disruption, social tension, political division, natural disaster, and rapid change. And many people are quietly asking themselves, will things get any better? What will the future looks like at this rate?
Yeah.
These are not abstract questions. They are deeply personal questions because uncertainty doesn't just affect systems, it affects emotions, it affects sleep, it affects relationships, it affects how safe and hopeful we feel about tomorrow. But in the middle of all of that, there is something that continues to carry people forward. That thing is called hope. Hope is not pretending everything is fine. Hope is not ignoring reality, loss, or hardship. Hope is a quiet decision to keep believing that even in difficult seasons, life still holds meaning, purpose, and possibilities. Today's conversation is centered on this very powerful and human theme, finding hope in an uncertain world. We'll talk honestly about concerns, stress, disruption. We'll reflect on what people are feeling even right now. And we'll explore practical ways to stay grounded, resilient, and hopeful. And when lives feel unpredictable, we will move on. We'll hold on to that theme called hope. I'm joined today, and I'm very happy to announce that I'm joined in this program today by my co-host, Ms. Donna Thomas. Ms. Thomas, welcome. It's nice to see you again.
Thank you.
And also our special host today is Ms. Nadine Pusey, a well-versed, well-intelligent lady, well-knowledgeable on the subject. Ms. Pusey, welcome.
Thanks for
welcome.
having me.
Welcome. Let's begin, ladies, by talking honestly about uncertainty. Because naming what we feel is often the first step towards managing it. So my first question to both of you, when you hear the phrase uncertain world, what emotions come up for you personally and just how intellectually, not just intellectually, but also emotionally, how does it affect you, please, Ms. Thomas?
So when we're talking about uncertainty,
Yes.
that it gives you that initial feeling to worry about what the unknown.
That's right.
And a lot of people, because they fear the unknown, you often worry what's going to happen in the future.
Yes.
Based on all the turmoil that's happening around
Yes,
us,
yes.
we question what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So I think about safety and stability and what
Yes.
the future might hold for the next generation. There's also a sense of heaviness sometimes, like the world is carrying more tension
Wow.
than it used to, and that's understandable based on all that's happening
That's
around
right.
us.
That's powerful. Ms. Pusey, what do you say about that? Yes.
Well, I would say also that it conjures a mixture of anxiety and responsibility. There is pressure to keep everything together,
Yes.
Financial,
Yes.
emotionally,
Oh, yeah.
professionally.
Oh,
So all
yes.
of that is being affected, and the world keeps shifting. So as you plan, you have to adjust.
That's right.
And that seems to
That's
be
right.
happening more often than not now. Almost every day, you keep
That's right.
planning and adjusting, and nothing ever feels constant or certain.
Wow.
True.
All right. That's such an honest reflection. And I think many people, by the way, are feeling exactly what we're talking about. Let me ask something a little bit deeper then, if you don't mind, ladies. Many people today are worried about wars, economic instability, and the rising cost of living. How do these global issues show up in everyday life for people? Let's address that. Ms. Thomas?
Of course, they show up in very practical ways because people are worrying about paying the bills, paying the mortgage.
Yes.
How do we afford groceries or supporting our families? Because
right.
day-to-day expenses keep getting higher and higher, right?
Wow.
So even small decisions like filling the gas tank and we see the prices
Oh,
at the
yes.
pump, right?
Oh, yes.
Or even planning a vacation, it begins to feel stressful because you're wondering, am I going to have enough money to take care of all of that?
Yes.
Because remember, in addition to planning the vacation, you have your day-to-day bills still,
That's right.
and you
That's
can't
right.
ignore them,
That's
right?
right.
So it's not just about money; it's about security, feeling confident in
Wow.
going on a vacation and knowing that the bills are still going to be paid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
Ms.
Yeah.
Pusey, what do you have to say about that?
So I see this come up a lot in conversations
Oh,
with
yes.
family and
Yes,
friends and
yes.
colleagues. People are tired. They're feeling
Wow.
exhausted at the
Wow.
moment. They worry about, as you mentioned, job security, housing, retirement is a big one. A lot of persons are looking at their retirement and nest egg going down, and
Wow.
how they're able to maintain
Okay.
that. So that's
Okay.
a constant concern for people. Again, the future of their children is also top of mind. There is the constant emotional tension that they feel. It's like everyone is holding their breath
Yes,
to
they
see
are.
what is the next crisis
Wow.
that's going to come on the scene.
Awesome.
So all of that is in play right now. So people are being
Wow.
having those conversations.
I think we're touching a very powerful subject this evening, and we are in a position. I'm sure we're going to be helping a lot of people, amen, as we discuss further and get deeper into this discussion. Are you there? So that idea of people holding their breath is powerful. They don't know what to expect. What's next? Let's take that one step further, ladies, if you don't mind. Next question for both of you. Do you think people today are experiencing a kind of emotional fatigue from constant disruption, news, crisis, economical pressures, and changes?
Absolutely. We all are.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. There's a sense of exhaustion. I don't know if you experience it, but sometimes I just feel so exhausted because my mind is just going, how is this going to happen? How is this
Yes.
going to play out?
Yes.
So absolutely, there's a sense of exhaustion that comes from always being on alert, always worrying. Even when things are calm, you're waiting for the next problem.
That's right.
Because we know in this life, problems are coming,
Okay.
problems are going, or we're coming out of problems.
Wow.
So that's life. It happens. So this kind of stress, it eventually wears people down
Wow.
over time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is something. How about you, Spusi?
Just to pick up on something that you mentioned about
Yes.
always being in this anxiety, stressful
Yes,
mode,
yes.
I don't think a lot of people even realize that they're in that mode. You've gotten so used to being always solving the next problem, looking for what's happening next,
Yes.
is that you're constantly in
Yes.
that mode of
Yeah.
anxiety. People are functioning like this.
That is
They're
true.
working, they're carrying on, others, but they don't realize that emotionally and internally they're very drained.
Yes,
And that's
yes.
why I believe this conversation of hope is very important
Wow.
and very pertinent at this time.
In my field of practice, of course, usually the months that we seem to have more depression, anxiety, and even suicide is January, February. Because if you think about it, around Christmas, everybody's excited. And of course, people sometimes credits and buy things that they can't afford. Are you there? It's like there's a saying in the marketplace, buy today, pay tomorrow. But January, February, the bill comes in, they're not able to meet the demands. And so many people get into depression, anxiety, and etc., mental illnesses, etc., etc. So it is an issue that we have to discuss. And so we're happy this evening that we're taking this time. Thank you, ladies. Let's go further. That leads naturally then, based on our discussion, into our next topic. Because hope often becomes most visible, not in easy terms. I'm going very slow, but in difficult ones. Let's explore then how uncertainty shapes resilience and perspective. And my question, the next question we'd like to ask and address, in times of widespread uncertainty or instability, what kinds of challenges tend to create the greatest sense of fear or unpredictability for people? What are some of them?
And the main one, financial uncertainty.
Wow, okay.
Because remember, without money, we can't do anything.
Wow.
We need money to pay the bills. We need money to take care of everything, our day-to-day expenses. So without money, it creates this significant source of stress.
Yes.
You're stressed, you're depressed, you're thinking, how am I going to take care of my day-to-day expenses? How am I going to pay the bills? If something happens, where's the money coming from? So rising costs and changing economic conditions and unclear financial outlooks can create anxiety about stability and the future. These situations can feel overwhelming, of course,
Yes.
but they also tend to shift attention toward priorities,
Yes.
planning, and finding practical ways forward. How are we going to address these things?
This is
right?
something,
Yeah.
especially, you know what's going on in our society
Yeah.
today with the crisis down there in America and Iran, the gas crisis,
Yes.
And so many people are complaining because the price of gas has gone up, it's gone through the roof. And someone asked me just recently if I've noticed the price have gone up. And quite frankly, I said to the person, I don't look at it at it pump. I need gas, I just go public gas. I mean, I might be a little bit facetious here in my way, but the more you focus on this, it creates more anxiety and fear. But when you think about it, you still have to drive the car. And you still have to, so I just go and I just pump on whatever I need and just, but it is a practical thing that's affecting the community right now. And of course, food prices, etc., etc.
Oh, yes.
Everything has gone up. The bills are high and the funds are low. Ms. Pusey, what do you have to say? Can you contribute further?
So you mentioned earlier that usually the anxiety-filled months are in the early
Oh,
months of the
yes.
year,
Oh, yes.
December, January. But I'd like to ask if have you noticed as well that this is more constant now, is happening because of everything that's happening around
Yes,
us,
yes,
the
yes,
tariffs,
yes,
the
yes,
wars.
yes.
It's no
Oh,
longer
yes.
about just paying the credit card bills. It
Yes.
is constant
It
for
is
all
true.
the months, and each month things are changing.
It is true.
So I feel like that level of anxiety is is becoming more constant.
And that,
Periods of yeah, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry.
Periods of major change, whether it is in the workplace, the economy, the society, all of this instability seems to
Yes.
feel more constant than ever. It's an oxymoron, instability and constant,
That's right.
but
That's right.
but that's what
It is
we're
true.
feeling right now.
And it drives into fear.
Yeah.
And fear cripples. And then then it affects you, becomes a mental
Yes.
challenge, mental illnesses, especially what's going on in the road. And you're right, every day is something new.
Yeah.
Every day is bit about crisis all over the world, and it's affecting us here, and it's affecting us in other parts of the world. So it's a worldwide crisis that we're facing today. All right, so let's go further then, ladies. I think we're getting there. Very, very interesting topic today. Those perspectives highlights how uncertainty is not just an individual experience.
Right.
Yeah, it is something many people are navigating at the same time. So it's not a personal thing alone to say it's just my problem alone. It's everybody's problem. Everybody in the world can relate to some of these topics that we're discussing here today.
Yes.
All right, so let's go to the next question. During uncertain seasons, what strategies then or habits tend to help people maintain a sense of hope and stability? How can we overcome this? What are the strategies? We need help.
Oh, yes.
So, Miss Thomas, please address that.
So we can do this by maintaining our routines,
Oh, yes.
staying organized, staying focused,
Wow.
seeking guidance from trusted sources, and focusing, and this is important, focusing on small, achievable steps can help reduce overwhelm and create a sense of progress.
Wow.
So when you take it step by step, and I've said it in this program many times, don't look at the top of the mountain.
Come on.
Stay at the foot of the
Come on.
mountain and take it step by step. And then you'll be able to achieve your goal.
Very well said. I've been in real estate also for 30 years, and I've had a lot of experience. And as real estate broker, agent, negotiating deals, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you go into negotiate and you lose a deal, which is a lot of money coming towards you. And I've seen agents, it's like some can't handle it. Many of them end up quitting because they make a deal and to them that's their life. But after being in the business for so long, I've developed a system in my mind. When I miss one, I don't get this one, I said there's another one.
Yes.
And I repeat that to myself many times. I know it doesn't affect me. I lose one deal, there's another one.
Yes.
So I'm able to ride the waves. There's always another one. There's always hope tomorrow. Tomorrow is looking better than today and yesterday. So you get into that mindset and you're able to go through the challenges a bit easier.
Yes.
Ms. Hughes, what do you have to say about that?
Well, in addition to all that has been said, one of the things that I've done is rely on my faith. It's very important.
Yes.
That's been a stability
yes.
for me. I do
Yes.
go back to that. And that helps to give me some perspective as well. So I do remind myself that in uncertainty, that
Yes.
that is a temporary state. And even though it feels permanent, that it will not be forever. I also focus on taking, as you said, one step at a time, and instead of trying to solve the problem all at once.
Now you're talking about spirituality. I think we need to pause there for 2 minutes because we concur to what you just shared. Spirituality, Mr. Thomas, I know you're good for that. Talk about the God who creates us and talk about the God who rely on him, which he supplies our needs, and he's the one that takes us through. So
That's right.
then we talk about faith. Our faith is in the Creator. Our faith is in God. And the Bible says, well, the Bible now, no good things will he withhold from them that walk of God. He's always there. He promises us that even when you're going through, even in the midst of famine, he's going to supply. So I thank you so much as you talk about the faith. Our faith in God as our shepherd, as our provider, as our keeper. That's very good.
Faith in God can move a mighty
Oh,
mountain.
no. I know we're going to preach that. I know you're good at that. But we get back there later. How about that? Amen. That's very good. Let's go to the next point. That's an important reminder, as we just shared, because hope often grows through steady, everyday action rather than dramatic change.
Right.
You said it rightly. Take not the mountain, but take the molehill, one step at a time. Are you there? So here's a question for both of you ladies. Over time, what lessons then do periods of uncertainty tend to teach about resilience and strength?
Oh, yes. So resilience is less about eliminating fear.
Come on.
It's more about continuing to move forward despite the challenges,
All right,
despite
all right.
whatever you might face.
Come on now.
It develops through persistence, patience,
Come on.
and the willingness to adapt when circumstances change.
Wow.
So we always have to be thinking about what's the next step, be mindful of the steps that we take
That's
and the different steps and how to achieve our goal.
That's right.
So being patient, of
That's
course,
right.
that
That's
is
right.
so important
That's right.
because a lot of times we want to do things, we
right.
want to get the results now. So we have to be patient, we have to be persistent, keep pushing, right? When things happen, we don't just throw it down and say, oh, I'm giving up.
Yes.
We have to remain
Yes.
persistent, being patient,
Yes.
and being willing to adapt, being willing to change.
Yes. I must say it well said. Last night I was doing an exam, and on the computer, I was told the exam supposed to be about 3 hours. So I was working away, doing good. I'm watching the time, and just about half an hour before I get to the 3 hour mark, everything shuts down. And I must say to you, it was a very intense exam, and I was tense, and I was concerned. And now I could not get in. I had to wait till today, this morning. And this morning when I called the head office and I asked about it, they says, I'm sorry, your computer was a problem. I said, no, you just shut off everything. You know what? They said, everything is erased. You have to do it all over again. And I said, oh my, I must be honest with you. I was a bit, and I said, oh my goodness. So then I asked, how many hours is assigned for this exam? I thought it was 3 hours. They said, no, 4 hours. But what they said to me, which encourages me, they said, you will be able to rewrite it tomorrow. And we'll give you on the note, it will state you'll have 4 hours. I felt so relaxed because I thought, here everything's, so the anxiety sets in. And you know what, thank God, as you said, God, He always have a way.
Yeah.
We just have to put our trust and confidence in Him. So, Miss Pius, what do you have to say, please? Continue.
Right. So I think it's worth underscoring some of what was said before, that strength often grows quietly and gradually.
Oh, yes.
It's not
Oh,
something
yes.
that is rushed overnight.
Oh,
And that you don't always notice it in the moment, but later you realize that
Yes.
you're stronger than you thought.
Wow.
So I think that's something to do with resilience and adaptation and strength, that it does grow over time.
I like that thought. You're stronger. Did you get that? We are stronger than we thought. That's a powerful statement.
Because when we go through our problems and you wonder, at the end of it, you wonder, how did I even go through that?
Wow, wow.
And I remember I was going through some issues, and my girls, they always said, Mommy, you're so strong.
All right.
And I don't even realize what I do.
That's right. That's right.
Because you try to be strong in front of
Yeah,
them,
of course.
but when you're in your quiet space,
Yeah.
you might break down, you might tear up, but you don't show them
Of
that.
course.
You try to solve the problem. They say, Mommy, you're so strong. How did you do it? Like, when I grow up, I want to be like you. That makes me feel good.
And here we are. Here we are. The audience all over the world, they're watching us. And they're looking at us and say, well, these guys are strong.
Have it together.
Like, we all have it together. But let us just take a moment to tell them we have had our struggles too.
That's right.
But thank God we found the answer. We found the answer to overcome. And so we are here to share and to encourage them, our friends and loved ones. All right, let's go further. So those insights are incredible values, yes? And they bring us to the practical side of hope. Am I right? Because hope is not just a feeling. Are you there? It is something that we can build intentionally. It's something that grows. It's something that develops. It's something that we build. Amen. Question number 7. Let's go to the next question, ladies. In a world where prices are rising, uncertainty feels constant, what practical habits help you to stay grounded? What is it that keeps us grounded?
Remain focused.
Wow.
You have to be focused.
Yes. Yes.
So focus on what you can control.
Wow.
Budgeting, planning, and staying disciplined financially. That reduces anxiety and creates a sense of stability.
Wow. How about you?
Yeah, I can't disagree at all.
All
Those
right.
are perfect things. I just add to that
Yes.
limit how much news,
Yes.
negative news you consume,
Yes.
social media especially.
Wow.
You've got to limit that. Staying informed is important, but constant exposure to bad news can overwhelm you emotionally.
That is so true.
So definitely,
yeah.
watch how much you watch.
And we're coming back to that point at the end because that is important.
Yeah.
Those are very practical strategies. Question number 8. Let's go further. We're almost there. How can people acknowledge real fears about money, safety, or the future without becoming overwhelmed by them?
By talking about them
Oh,
openly.
come on.
So we always say you need to have a support system in
Come on.
place. When you're going through, we ask our clients, when you're going through emotional turmoil, do you have families and friends that you can connect with
yes.
who can assist you?
That is true.
So it's the same thing. I can ask the viewers, do you have a support system in place?
Yes,
Do you have that one person or that two person? You don't need a lot of people. Do you have that few people that you can connect with? You're going through something. You just and let me tell you something. Sometimes they don't have the answer, but you just want to get it out. Because when you keep it in, it makes you feel heavy. It stresses you out. You feel depressed. So it's good to get it out, to have that support system in place.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I would say for sure, celebrate the quick wins,
Come on.
even the small ones.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Right.
yes.
So don't discount the small
True.
wins and the small steps
I
that you
totally
do.
agree.
Celebrate those and focus on them one step at a time.
Yes.
And that action in itself will help to reduce anxiety.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go further. So that balance then is so important. We agree. Another question, we're almost there. If someone listens right now, feels discouraged about the economy, about global conflicts, or their personal future, what is one step rather, they could take today to move towards hope? What is that step that they need to take? That will
Creating
guide
a
them?
plan. Creating a plan. Write down the vision.
All right.
Yes, no matter how simple, planning restores a sense of control.
Wow.
So when you plan, you know exactly how to strategize.
Yes.
Whatever.
That's good. That's good. That's
Strategize.
good. That's
You know
good.
exactly
That's
how
good.
you're going to deal with the issue.
Come on.
So when you don't have a plan and things come up, you're confused.
Yes.
You're confused. You're all over the place because you don't know how am I going to
Yes.
address this. So when you have a plan in place,
Come on.
you say, I'm going to do plan A, B, or C. If A doesn't work, we go to B. If B doesn't work, we go to C.
And that calls for discipline, isn't it?
That's right.
Miss Beauty.
Right. So for someone who's listening right now, and if you might feel discouraged,
Yes,
again,
yes,
I
yes.
do believe in people touching people. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
think you should reach out to someone. You mentioned
Yes,
it before, but it's worth
yes.
mentioning again. Reach out. Connection is one of the fastest and the safest ways to restore hope.
That's
So
right.
reach out to somebody if you're feeling discouraged.
Awesome. So that idea of connection brings us to something deeper. It brings us to the role of faith, values, and community. The next question. In times of global tension, which we are experiencing today in our world, global tensions, war, economical stress, how do faith or personal values help people stay steady? Ms. Thomas.
Faith reminds me that difficult times are not permanent. When I'm going through issues, how do I can console myself.
Yes.
This too shall pass.
Oh, come on.
It doesn't come to last. It will definitely pass. So that gives me confidence that there is purpose even in uncertainty. Because as Christians, we know in whom we believe.
Come on. Powerful.
And if we have a God that works behind the scenes, why should we worry?
Come on.
Right? He's there working it out for us. And we know that situations are going to come. It's inevitable.
Wow.
It's going to come.
Yes.
So we just have to remain positive and think that this is going to pass.
So trouble comes to pass. It doesn't come
not
to
to
stay.
last.
Okay,
Exactly.
Ms. Pusey, what do you have to say?
Right. And good values, good, strong family values.
That's
Establish
important.
those values for your family, for
That's so
yourself.
important. So important. Yes.
Establish your boundaries, which you will not cross, and use that as a marker ahead to give you guidance.
Wow, powerful. How important is community right now? When so many people feel isolated, overwhelmed. We grew up back home, and we grew up in a community. Community raised children.
Yes,
Things
yes.
have changed, even in North America. So my question, Ms. Thomas, for you, how does community help us?
I think community is very essential because, as I stated earlier, you need people to support you when
Yes.
you're going through
Yes.
different emotions, different stresses, different problems. So we need people to support us, to encourage us, to reassure us, to tell us that this problem might not be solved today, but it will be solved.
Wow. Yes.
It doesn't matter
Yes.
what we're going through.
Yes.
Today, tomorrow is going to be better than today.
Awesome.
So we need that one person
Yes.
to say, yes, it will be better.
Come on.
And I don't want to keep talking about my clients, but I do because when I'm talking to them and they're going
Yes.
through issues, and I encourage them, and sometimes they tear up and they say, this is exactly what I wanted to hear.
That's right. That's
Just
right.
having that person. And when I say, do you have people that you can talk to? They say, I have you.
Oh, there
How
you go.
does that make you
So
feel?
you're
I
a
don't know.
counselor too?
I have you that I can talk to. I have you that I can call. They didn't say families or friends, they said me.
Yes.
So having that community, it is so important.
Wow. And trust is important. When persons trust you and they're comfortable with you, they will be able to share, open up to you in a more practical way. Ms. Busey.
I think also people tend to recoil and to be within themselves and to isolate.
Yes.
But I think that's a wrong thing to do.
Yes.
Do not isolate as much as you feel that there. Yes, take some time for yourself, and there are persons with different personality types who may want to be alone, but do not stay in that state for too long, because if you isolate and you think on the problem, then other things can come in as well, and you don't want to start having a depressive feeling and that sort of thing. So for sure, reach out to your community, reach out to your faith-based community especially, and talk the problem through, because you're not alone. A lot of persons are going through the very same thing.
Yeah.
Awesome. And of course, isolation is one of the symptoms of mental illnesses that will lead to so many other issues. So talking about getting involved in community, seeking friends or close ones, or even myself as a psychologist, you can go for counseling and guidance too. These things are very important. Go further. Let's go further. We're almost there. How important is community right now? When so many people feel isolated, I know we sort of went over that, but again, let's go a bit further. Community. In one sentence, ladies, what does hope means to you in today's world, Ms. Thomas?
Okay. Hope means believing that tomorrow can still be better.
Oh, yes.
Even when today feels uncertain.
Yes. Awesome.
So it means you're not giving up.
That's right.
There's always a hope.
That's right.
Better days are coming.
Yes. Ms. Busey, what do you say?
Just continue moving forward.
I love that.
One foot in front of the other. Just keep going. Even when you don't have all the answers.
That's right.
Keep going.
Wow, there's an old song that used to sing in the church. It says, one day at a time.
Yes.
Sweet Jesus. All right. My next question, ladies, we're almost there now. I think we're doing very well. How can we hold on to hope? Really hold on now to hope in these uncertain times. That's the question. Person might says, well, it's good for you guys. You guys seem to have it all together, but I want to be able to manage this. I want to be able to hold on. I am going through this situation. How can I hold on? Ms. Thomas, you first, please.
So you must cultivate optimism.
Wow.
Right? Our mindset has a profound impact on how we experience and navigate difficult times.
Wow.
It's all about the mind, remember?
Yes.
It's all about the mind.
Yes.
So one of the most powerful ways to cultivate optimism is through cognitive reframing, which involves shifting how we interpret situations, reframing negative thoughts, being positive. It doesn't matter where you're going. Just look at the positive, because there is good and bad in everything.
Yes.
So it might seem dull and dark, but when you look at one aspect of it, there's something good. Somebody would say, "What's going on for you today?" And one person might say nothing. Another person might say, "Everything. I'm alive."
Come on.
You see?
That's right.
So building a strong support system, emotional support, practical assistance, encouragement, and accountability.
Oh, yes.
Daily habits that promote positivity. Positivity is not simple, and in trade, it is a practice that can be cultivated through daily habits.
Wow.
That's something that you practice.
Yes.
You have a lot of negative people around there, but sometimes we just have to smile. You ever hear a person smile through your tears?
All right.
Smile through your tears.
All right.
It doesn't matter what the report says. There's always something positive in that outlook. It might seem grim, but I'm telling you, just sit back, focus, think about what's going on. There has to be something good that I can concentrate on, that I can focus on, that will, give me a different frame of mind. Right?
Yes. Amazing. Yeah. You can have a glass with water, and some person will see the glass half empty, and some will see the glass half full. The mind perspective is a positive thinking. How would you see glass with water, Ms. Thomas?
Half full.
Half full. How about you?
Yeah.
Half full. But a lot of people, they see the negative.
Yeah.
All right. So, Ms. Busey, you're next, please.
So engaging in physical activity. A simple thing as getting up and going for a walk.
Oh, yes.
It is beneficial. Exercise is shown to help us with our mental well-being.
Yes.
Moving our body releases endorphins. The brain, natural mood booster.
Yes. Wow.
Reduces anxiety and depression.
Wow.
So I would say engage in physical activity as much as is possible.
Wow.
And there's so many things you can do. Whether if you can't run, you can walk. You can dance. You can do so many different things that will help you to change your mood. So definitely.
That is something, eh? Physical exercise.
That's the list, yes. Physical exercise. Yeah.
I do a lot of walking. I do a lot of physical exercise. How about you, Ms. Thomas?
I do a little.
A little? Okay. They weren't listening to us just now, but you will do better. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's move on. But this is good teaching for us. It helps us, eh? Okay. I will also talk about limiting negative inputs. So important. Information we consume daily has a direct input on our mindset. Do you agree? Constant exposure to negative news, social media, conflicts, or toxic relationships can drain energy and contribute to feelings of helplessness. That's why I've always said I am very careful of the companions, the persons that I keep in my inner circle. It's important. I've always said if you can make a choice to sail with the eagles or play around on the ground with the chickens. I like to stay with the eagles. Very ambitious people, those that will lift you, those that will encourage you, those that will build you. You know, that mindset I like to maintain. It's important. All right. Let's go further. What do you say?
So when we're talking about kindness and connection, right? Continuing on that positive note.
Yes.
So engaging in small acts of kindness
Yes.
boosts happiness for both the giver
Come on.
and the receiver.
Very good.
Example, you can compliment a friend or a colleague,
Wow.
performing a random act of generosity to someone, offering a listening ear to someone in need. And we talked about that earlier.
Yes.
Be ready to encourage others in times of uncertainty. By doing so, you will be encouraging yourself as well.
Now, that's a powerful thought. Are you saying that when you're going through your own crisis, you take a moment to encourage others?
Yes.
As they're going through, you're actually encouraging yourself. That's a powerful.
Because just to add, because we don't know what the other person is going through.
Right.
You might be going through something. I might be going through something.
Right.
You disclose to me. Probably
on.
I didn't disclose
All right,
to
there
you.
you go.
But we are both going through something, right?
Yep.
So when I encourage you, I'm encouraging myself too,
There you
right?
go. There you go. Very good. Miss Yuzi?
Right. I would add to that journaling.
Oh,
I
yes.
think that
Oh,
is
yes.
good to get it out.
Come
You're
on.
writing it, so you
Yes.
get that out, and that's there. And who knows, it might become a bestseller
Oh, all right.
later on in life. So
There you
that's
go.
something to consider. I did touch earlier on physical activity. I think
Yes.
some relaxation techniques are
Yes.
important. Go get a
Yes.
massage. You know, something
Wow.
that will bring some relaxation
Yes.
to your muscles and your life. So I think those are some of the things that you could add to your list.
Go, and I like what you just said. Go and get a massage. It was my birthday, and my wife gave me a treat. I went to this place, and they give you a complete massage, and put you through, physical. And I tell you, when the lady, they finished, I fell asleep. I was so relaxed. It felt good, doesn't it? It relaxes you. You're ready to, it's like you're a champion again. So what you have just said is very important. All right. So the last question as we wind down, ladies. If listeners remember, we have talked to them now for almost 45 minutes. If our listeners remember just one message from this conversation, what would you want them to remember? What would they want it to be?
For me, I would say that uncertainty is a part of life, but it does not define your future.
Wow, that's powerful.
So we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but we are being hopeful that it's gonna be a good day.
Wow.
Tomorrow is gonna be a good. It doesn't matter what the report says.
Yes.
The rain might come, it might flood, but guess what? The day is gonna be good.
Yes.
And
yes.
that mindset, that
Yes.
mind frame will
Yes.
change everything for
Wow.
you. The flood won't affect you because you already told yourself that it's gonna be a good day.
Wow, that's powerful. It's music.
You're stronger than you think.
Oh my.
You've been there, you've seen that, you've come through the other side. So you are, in fact, stronger than you think.
Wow.
And you really don't need to face it alone.
Yes.
There are many ways to get help. The community is one of them. I keep stressing that.
Yes.
So I encourage people to reach out to the community.
And in closing, as we go back to what Miss Donna said earlier on, at a certain point she talked about God. We also talk about God. He's our creator. He makes us. He creates us. He provides for us. He knows everything about us. And the best counselor to go to is the Lord. In your quiet moments, just bow your heads. Talk to him as your father. Let him know what you're going through. Ask him for guidance. Ask him for wisdom. Ask him for knowledge and understanding. Ask him for direction that you'll be able to direct you to the right persons who will be able to help you. And as we close on this series, our prayer also go out to our friends and loved ones. We are people of prayer. We believe that God is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that you can ever ask or think, in Jesus' name. And so thank you, ladies. Thank you very much for sharing your wisdom, your experiences, and your honesty today. This has been a meaningful and timely conversation. Ms. Thomas, we always ask you, you have the last word as a co-host. Please, go ahead.
To everyone listening, remember this. Uncertainty is real.
Come on.
Challenges are real.
Yes.
But hope
Come on.
Don't get me started. Hope is also real.
Tell us now.
Hope is not about ignoring problems.
Come on.
It is about choosing
Yeah.
courage, connection, and resilience, even
Wow.
in difficult times, even in trying times.
Wow.
So you're not going to give up. You're going to hold on because better days are coming by and by.
All right. Would you like to say something in closing, please?
I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation discussion. I'm always learning something new when I'm with you guys. This is such a very good podcast. So I'm really honored to be here. And I'm taking these lessons for myself as well.
Of course, for all of us.
The times does affect us all.
Oh,
so
yes.
It's really a pleasure to be here today.
Thank you, ladies. I just would like also to let our audience know that there's a ministry that is supporting us. Of course, our ministry here is People Touching People Forum, but there's a ministry that supports this forum, this program. It's called Victory World Impact Ministries. Telephone number is 416-282-1101. It's a multicultural church in Toronto. If you're in the area, please come and join us. Telephone number 416-282-1101. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We look forward to the next program, which will be coming up shortly. Amen. Thank you all. We continue to pray for you, continue to pray for us. Send in your questions, make your comments, please. If there's a topic that you'd like us to discuss, please also share that topic with us. Let us go and do some research, let us study, and let us present it back to the audience. God richly bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great day. Thank you.